the ultimate destination. SoCal, so good. Warm, water. On the board or on the beach, just hang loose and enjoy the ride. From the sidewalks to the sand to the diamond. The best are out west. This is where you'll catch all the action. Premier Girls Fastpitch, 18U Premier National Championship. From the Midwest, the Beverly Bandits back again to face the Corona Angels, and do so right now on ESPN. It is a gorgeous day in Irvine, California. This is an event that has catapulted thousands into college softball and so many into professional softball. This is the Premier Girls Fastpitch 18U Premier Division National Championship. Out of the Chicagoland area, the Beverly Bandits, and out of Southern California, coached by former Chicago Cub Marty Tyson, the Corona Angels. A fun flavor, great energy. You could see it coming in. Olympic gold medalist, All-American Amanda Freed. My name is Darren Sutton. Welcome back to the ballpark. So these two teams, certainly very different journeys, both very spirited and fun. Let's talk about the first undefeated team out of the Chicagoland area. Bill Conroy, the coach of the Beverly Bandits, a perennial name in this space.
Oh, absolutely. They really built a strong name for their organization, and starting with Bill Conroy, and they've only allowed 3 runs this entire tournament, in large part because of Alexis Holloway, who we'll see out there in the circle, but a team that just gets it done from top to bottom. They're here at the end nearly every year. This year we're here on this championship day.
Marty Tyson is a hitting guru, yet his team has not allowed a single run in this national championship tournament.
Well, again, strong pitching in the circle with Megan Faremo, who is a UCLA commit, but strong offense, very strong defense, and pitching in the circle. Two very well-rounded teams that are going to face off here today. This is the level that every young athlete aspires to play at before they jump into college.
All of these players are heading to the best conferences in the land, the Pac-12, the Big 12, the SEC, the Big 10. They will all be getting it done. But before they make that journey, they're here, they're now, they're with all of us. Enjoy the action. The title game is next. Surf's been up all week long, a great destination for softball. The skill level, certainly. The ocean shots are important, but the diamond shots even more important. The Corona Angels ready to go in the circle. The Beverly Bandits, coached by Bill Conroy, an offense that arrived when it needed to, but it is also pitched very, very well. Let's take a look at Conroy's starting lineup out of the Chicagoland area. Skylar Shellmeyer is at the top, Kelsey Brown second, and then Rachel Lewis. You'll see Lauren Burke when we show it to you as they get ready to go. Lauren Burke in that cleanup spot. And the key, Alexis Holloway. Alexis Holloway in the batting order, but also in the circle. And she will deal with, on the other side, Megan Faremo, committed to go to UCLA out of Cathedral Catholic down in the San Diego area.
Absolutely. Faremo so strong in the circle. Look at that ERA. 0, has not allowed a run in this tournament in 26 innings pitched.
And we are underway. Skylar Shellmeyer out of Iowa, Urbandale High School, makes the drive for the workouts, makes the commute to be a part of the Beverly Bandits, again in the south side of Chicago. And that one is bunted foul, and we're even at 1-1. Shellmeyer, Northwestern University. She really feels that Kate and Carol are the two most amazing coaches she's seen for softball. That's why she made the choice, as that one sails high. Walk us a little bit more into the scouting report of the arm in the circle.
She's got some really good speed, about mid-60s, but she likes to use that rise ball on a couple of different planes. She'll throw it through the zone for a strike, but can also bring it up out of the zone for a strikeout pitch. She complements that with the changeup. So right now she's trying to hit that outside corner. It looks like we've got somewhat of a narrow strike zone here in the top of the first inning.
Back to the screen it goes. On the attack, Shellmeyer. Her only PGF event. I mean, you talk about being a player that's good enough to go to Northwestern and making the commute to be a part of a team that always dominates here, the Bandits. This has got to be a thrill for her as she fouls it back to the screen. And you saw her numbers. She's made the most of this opportunity. Playing it short for Bill Conroy's Bandits. All age levels, you will see this Bandits club make an impact. That's 14U, 16U, 12U as well. Changed up on her and down she goes. Oh, baby, what a way to start.
Okay, so that changeup can have a huge impact in this game, especially when you sell it the way that Faremo does. Look at the dip down on that pitch. She's got that hard up rise ball, but then that ball just falls off the table.
Kelsey Brown takes over the outside corner for strike one. Battlefield High School. Dad is James, mom is Stephanie. He's got an older brother, Colin. James Madison University is where she will play her college softball in 2018. Wants to stay home, playing her home state. Hoping to have a shot to play in the Women's College World Series, JMU. We will tie the universities to all of these players because they all have a destination. 1 and 2 the count. Very rare when you get to this final game of an 18U level of a tournament like PGF's will you find anyone non-committed.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely the level here that these kids have probably been committed for a couple of years now.
Let it travel deep in her stance play, made it third. Ibarra to he at first, 5-3 on the ground out. Ramos strike throwing, so far so good. In on the knuckles, out to short, on to first, Rachel Lewis. Kinsley Washington on across, a 1-2-3 inning for the UCLA commit. To the bottom half we go. To the bottom half of the first we go. This Corona Angels team, which trademark has been offense over the last couple of seasons. It's been the pitching and defense that has dominated. Washington, Wilson, Ibarra, Martinez will introduce you to all 9. And all 9 will deal with the Notre Dame commit. Alexis Holloway in the circle, spectacular, great all-around athlete. Bats in the lineup as well.
I just love to watch her perform out there in the circle. She likes to work vertically with a drop, rise ball, and an off-speed pitch. She does a very good job of locating it on both sides of the plate.
Rocks and fires, and right out of the gate, pretty good pitch to start things, but it's called ball 1, 1-0 the count. To Kinsley Washington, UCLA. Is where Kinsley is committed to go. And she will be there starting this fall out of LaSalle High School. She graduated this past spring. Made it to this championship her freshman year. Played on an 18U team. Won a PGF shootout in 2016. A great history with this team in this event. Pokes one third base line, anticipating, fielding, firing, and got her. Mackenzie Dunlop was already cheating in. She knew of the speed of Washington and cut it down.
Yeah, it's just perfectly played. You anticipate until you see the barrel out, and then you break to field that ball. Throws a strike on the inside part of the white chalk line to make sure she keeps her second baseman from getting run over. Perfectly executed play. Gets the speeding Washington.
And gives way to Mackenzie Wilson now. St. Joseph High School. She chops that one onto the ground. Easy chance in the end. Madison Ebling makes the play on a 4-3 ground out. Mackenzie Wilson out of St. Joseph High School, who is committed to go to Fresno State University when she graduates in 18. Amy Barra, one of the finest players in the land. And a Premier Girls Fastpitch All-American, part of the great festivities in the All-American game. Here a little bit later on tonight, one of the finest players in the land accept the invitation to play in an all-star game, the only of its kind, and Cam's one of them. She's backed it up with the numbers in this tournament. Pretty pitch starts over the outside corner. 0-1 the count.
That game will be much sweeter with the national championship under your belt. But she'll also be competing alongside the pitcher in the circle right now.
Screwball turned that one over.
Against her, I should say. Holloway will be competing for the East. Ibarra for the West.
You said it. Holloway deserving, and of course, no surprise she's on that team as well. Well, she spins the baseball. She was telling us yesterday, this may sound geeky, and I laugh because it doesn't at all. I even have a softball in my book bag. I just am spinning it in my hand all the time. I love that.
I think that that's a great note for young athletes, young pitchers to hold on to.
Wow, look at that reaction in that screwball. That may have come out of her book bag. There was nothing nerdy about that because that kind of pitch puts her on the All-American roster. Later on tonight, Ibarra and, of course, the likes of Holiday will all gather together. It's an all-world coaching staff. The likes of Ritter, Bustos, and Finch. Next. Bill Conroy so active not only with his team, but in the softball landscape on a national level, not just in the Midwest, a big part of the development and growth of Premier Girls Fastpitch. And he's not afraid to carry the bucket as well. I mean, look, if you're one of the higher-ranking executives in this great group and you're a leader of softball and even up to the professional ranks, you got to carry the bucket sometimes. Stay in touch with your roots, Amanda. My goodness.
I get it.
Sorry, I got a little passionate there. Right back to work. Lauren Burke makes the play. We are lucky to have a third member of our broadcast team, Brent Eads, standing by, and he knows these coaches, these staffs, these players very well. Brent, welcome to the broadcast. What do you have for us?
Great to be here. And if you get to this point, you have to have great coaching staffs. We have elite pitching, great defense. Both of these coaches, though, one thing in common, they're tough guys. Bill Conroy wrestled in college. He was a walk-on at the University of Illinois. Marty Tyson just retired recently as a correctional officer. These guys know how to shape their players to get them where they want to be. So it's going to be fun. And also, keep an eye on the Bandits. If they win, and they'll be the first team outside California to win an 1800 Premier Championship. Outstanding.
And look forward to your contributions all evening long, including in the All-American game. Great to have your presence down there, and of course spending the entire week with Flow Sports with these athletes as well, so thank you. Corrections officer. So many ways my mind just went with that, and an interesting thought if I'm a young man and I might want to ask one of your talented players out to dinner with me, and I have to go through you? I mean, I first have to go through dad and mom, then I have to go through coach, a corrections officer.
Hey, and if I'm a mother of a daughter, I would love my daughter to play for a coach like that. I know she's going to be kept in line.
Nicole Cuthbert, Nikki takes outside on the corner, 2-2 the count. That's great stuff. Montini Catholic, game-winning RBI, PGF National Championship. Many of these Conroy-led squad, and then that one's dumped into left field. Pretty piece of hitting down and away. Many of these players were part of a national title on a 16U team last year.
Yeah, definitely. As we take a look at Nikki Cochran's hit into left field, she just poking her bat out. Look, she's at the back of the line, so she's looking for a rise ball she can get a handle on, keeps her hands above it, just sprays it into left field.
Committed to play softball at DePaul University. Mac Dunlop next, pops it a mile high back behind the screen. And down below where it's a souvenir, Crown Point High School. And she has been active on this PGF level. She's been to the 18U Nationals, 14U Nationals. She's been a Surf City champion through Premier Girls Fastpitch. No interest in that pitch, up and out of the zone, 1-1 the count. Northwestern University. Loves the atmosphere, the challenge academically. Feel at home every time I step on campus. Did it get a piece of her out at the box? It did. It did. Tough break, too, because that was a beautiful bunt. From the right side, she managed to jailbreak and sneak out early.
Yeah, she did catch the defense off guard. But because she was at the front of the box and made her way to the front of the box, it caught her, hit her. Actually, it was pretty close to being in the box and then carrying it out. So I don't know. I think her momentum made it look like she touched it out of the box. I think she was actually at the front.
And she was squarely in the chalk. That's a tough call, obviously, from behind home plate. And that one's lifted into right field. Holloway, who will grab a glove and go back into the circle where she has dominated. Very close call there, and a key out in a game in which every single base runner matters. We'll see as we watch through even a simple play like that, the impact it may have. The 18U national title game. Beautiful shot. Gorgeous. Deanna Manning Stadium, Bill Barber Park in Irvine, California. Get on your bicycle in about 20 minutes, you'd be at the beach. If you're riding that drone, it'd be even shorter. But this has been a weather cooperation day. In July, there may be some gloom in the morning here in Southern California, but that's about it, and it's short-lived. Mild breezes have accompanied the sunshine all day long, leaving it comfortable and direct sunlight for the athletes and the fans alike. Amanda Freed, Darren Sutton, Brent Eads, glad to have you back on ESPNU. Premier Girls Fastpitch, 18U, Premier Division, national title game. All of these players heading to the highest levels of college softball, including this one, headed to Notre Dame, Alexis Holloway, who deals it over the outside corner to Noelle He. Orange Lutheran High School, she's a graduate. She's headed up to Seattle, playing in the Pac-12 for the University of Washington. Changed up on her 0-2. Well, she's having fun out there.
I just love the enthusiasm out of every pitch. She's in it, and look at executing this changeup a little bit high in the zone, but she sells it so well. The way that she explodes off the mound and keeps her arm speed up, and it looks very similar to her drop ball.
Do it again. You can see the reaction, the emotion. When you speak with Alexis Holloway, you have to pull and draw and try to get her to talk about herself and to talk about her strengths. It's very hard. Her younger sister Anna is committed to also go to Notre Dame, but humility just reigns. And she was telling us yesterday that mom and dad, Seth and Cheryl, there's been a lot of blessings to her family. Adversity within her family home, really, she hasn't had to deal with it, but she's so thankful for that. She's had a dear friend and a relative pass away and some unique situations, but my goodness, just a joy to be around. Changed up on her. But here's the thing, she's kind of a silent assassin because when she gets in the circle, she's different than who we talked to yesterday.
Well, and I actually love that because I think there's a misconception that pitchers love attention and they love to be in the limelight. They love to talk about themselves. They're egotistical and selfish, but that is so not the case. And she's a testament to that when you speak to her. She's so humble and, as you mentioned, grateful for the blessings. But then when she's out there in the circle, she is just there to mow some hitters down.
Well, that screwball, a pretty pitch. You know, we've seen it younger age groups and even at the 18U Platinum Division, a good screwball like that, she actually commands it, has enough control of the spin to hit the inside corner with it.
Yep.
Against a right-hander.
Well, and I think that's the key, is especially when you start to look to the college game, you're not getting a ball, two balls off the plate.
Right.
You got to hit that edge so you don't have room to get as much movement on your screwball. You really have to squeeze it in there, get tight spin, and hit that corner.
Drops that one in there. Emmy Martinez is a graduate of West Valley High School in Hemet, California. She's committed to go play her softball at Boston College. Academic standards mean everything, and playing in the ACC as well. BC, you're getting a good one here watching her perform in this tournament. And when you look at what Martinez has accomplished throughout her time and how fun it is to see the level of play. And that one is low. And it's a rare occurrence, but it's a walk. Lindsay Ela. Rusty is dad. Carla is mom. Older brother Austin. Younger brother Cale. Pretty good program has landed Lindsay, Oklahoma.
Not bad.
Pretty good pitch. It's a tight strike zone, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I actually think it's good. It's preparing these girls for college. No, you really have to deal with it and just work your defense, work the corners, trust your spin, and get some miss hits.
Change up, a high strike though, and it's called there as a strike. Of course, Oklahoma, the Sooners, the destination of Lindsay, the Women's College World Series championships in 16 and in 17, defeating SEC teams Auburn and Florida in consecutive years. Another changeup and a dandy.
I just love these off-speed pitches. Look at the dip down on this. Perfect placement, knee height, outside corner.
3 in a row off the end of the bat. She makes the play coming out of the circle. 3 consecutive soft ones. And Elam, the recent graduate from Chickasha High School, isn't out. It's Maddie Husky. Heading into her senior year, Madison out of Gar High School. Inside corner, that's a strike. Maddie, Seattle, going to play for Washington. 0-2 the count. Hot shot and a foul ball. Boy, she was ready to go up the ladder. It's hard to anticipate a rise ball, but she did.
I was thinking that same thing. I think that Holloway got lucky that she put that ball as high as she did, because the way that Husky brought her hands up on top of that, it was almost like she was expecting it. But we haven't seen Holloway go up that high very often in this game.
Pretty good pitch. Tag on the attempted stolen base. Beautiful throw right on top of the bag. Shelby Grimm put it right there. Pitcher giving her something to work with, cleaning up the base pads. Martinez is gone. Defense with a pitcher like that, firing strikes, you better be on your toes. Events and destinations, they come together, and certainly they drive attendance, drive passion, not only locally but on a nationwide level, and that is the vision of the CEO of Premier Girls Fastpitch. And you better have good softball. All of those have come together. Dan Hay, the CEO of PGF, thanks for having us back. Obviously ESPN, glad to be here, Dan. And the energy that goes into this week and then next week, it starts with the opening ceremonies, then it gets down to softball, and over the years, it's not just the local best softball, it's the best softball in the world.
That is correct. We have the best teams in the United States here that merge onto Southern California once a year, and these teams are playing in qualifiers throughout the United States to get here, and this is the granddaddy of them all. The best of the best play here. Obviously, our All-American game will happen in about 3 hours, and every one of those kids are going to major Division I colleges next year, and you'll see a lot of them on the College World Series.
Madison Ebling goes down on strikes. Casey Skeens, her opportunity now for the Beverly Bandits. So Chicago's Beverly Bandits. We've had Texas at a younger age group. Over the last couple of years, there has been Iowa. There are schools from all over the country and programs that send those players here. And you see these clubs now, and you love that, right? It used to be categorized as SoCal only. It's not even close to that now.
No, the 10 and under division hasn't had a Southern California team, and I don't think in 3 years. And Tennessee won the 10 and under division. A Texas team won the 12 and under division, and a Northern California team won the 18 platinum division. Obviously, this is the premier of all of the age groups. This 18 and under group we're looking at now. And as Amanda can contest, 90% of these kids standing out here on this field are going to be on TV next year, only on the college ranks.
So you know what I find interesting is that one is popped up into left field. Diving play!
Great catch.
What an incredible grab by Mackenzie Wilson. You may see that one again.
And it looked like there was no way she was going to get to this ball off the bat. Looked like it was going to find grass in shallow center field, but a diving Wilson grabs it before it hits the ground and saves that base runner. a full layout with the fist pump.
Beautiful bunt coming across. Good effort there, but nothing you can do about that. And a base runner as Shellmeyer goes back to work with the single. Then there's the future, the growth. We've already made it clear to our viewers what a national scope PGF has grown to, and really a worldwide scope. But with regard to facilities here locally, you guys are excited now to have beautiful fields as you will be able to grow this event and put players on even more spectacular fields next year.
Yeah, this tournament is so popular. We have a waiting list that is a mile long, and we're going to have a brand new complex coming online here in Irvine next year. So we're going to be able to add probably another 50 to 60 teams per week to these national championships.
And next week's so exciting. I mean, just such an exciting time. Throw down, not in time, beautiful slide. Shellmeyer comes around the tag there. Good effort by Huff, trying to nab her, but she couldn't do it.
I mean, there's just no lapse in excitement in this game. And look at the level that they're playing at. Strikes thrown down to second, but look at that slide. Avoids the tag, a good jump. Shellmeyer gets, and then just around the base, gets her hand in there. Runner in scoring position for the Bandits.
Yeah, the other part of it, and you gave all of us these beautiful wristbands from the John Wayne Cancer Institute, and obviously dads and moms represented here with the blue and the pink. But this is a relationship that's a must for you. You understand being a part of this community, giving back is everything.
Absolutely. I've got an oldest son who's a cancer survivor himself, and it's a very important charity in my heart. And the Wayne family, Patrick Wayne and Anita Wayne, John Wayne's granddaughter, are very close friends of ours, and they're very supportive of PGF. And PGF, their players, their coaches, and our organization has raised a little over $250,000 in the last 4 to 5 years for their cause.
That's outstanding. What's next? I mean, we talked about a little bit about, you and I have talked about technology, facilities, the growth, the communication. What's the next big thing for you?
To be honest with you, we just want these kids to have a positive environment and a great place to play, and we want to be a role model and example for them. And I was talking to Gary Henning the other day. We've now got a few generations that know nothing else but PGF.
Right.
These kids played all 4 or 5 years with PGF, and Amanda will tell you, my daughter will tell you, who was a Division I ball player, that they wish they had a PGF back when they played. They didn't have anything like this.
Yeah, and I just think it's amazing looking at these games and then the All-American game that we're going to see, and then having been able to watch so many college softball games this past season, and how many players from this age made an impact immediately that following year in college. It was unbelievable to see the talent that's coming out of these events.
Well, as you know, the Oklahoma World Series championships, Oklahoma and Florida, I coached with the Batbusters 3 years ago, and there were 7 players between Oklahoma and Florida that was on our championship Batbuster team. And they were the ones making all the noise in the World Series and scoring all the runs and hitting all the home runs.
So you build a platform like this, you do it well, you treat the players right, they arrive onto the scene more equipped, quicker. I mean, that's what I'm hearing. You put together the best competition, they arrive on the scene quicker. Next week, so much fun. We may run out of time with the domination in the circle, but to me, as this one is dealt home to the right side. Oh, gets loose. Let's see what they do with the runner. Come on down. The Bandits grab a 1-0 lead. Rachel Lewis is awarded second base.
Bill will catch you sleeping. They got a very fast team.
Yeah, very fast on the base paths, and it just takes one little bobble on the infield, and the Bandits take the first run allowed by the Angels' entire tournament. That's a well-hit ball to the right side, just trickles away, but the speed of Shellmeyer coming around the bases.
In on the hands. Play is made. Dan Hay, thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you all next year.
We love it. Dan brought all the action into the booth, on the field. Baseballs, no way. This is softball. This is the kind of domination you want. Flying all over, aggressive base running, the way it should be. Now back to work in that circle for Miss Holloway with the lead. Breezy day in Irvine, California. I want to thank Dan Hay, the CEO of Premier Girls Fastpitch, with his vision coming into the broadcast booth, for sharing a little bit about what goes on and how the concept of building this event came together. Putting the players and their families first. Maddie Husky, who was in the batter's box when a caught stealing went down, gets another opportunity out of Gar High School as she takes over the inside corner, strike one. Miss Holloway's got a lead, and she's dangerous with the lead.
Yeah, she wants to keep that lead and get her team back in the dugout. We're getting some things done on the base paths.
That's a pretty good looking pitch. Tried to get the outside corner, 1-1 the count. We had a chance to talk with Alexis yesterday. We were sharing earlier, very open about her family and about her goals as a softball player and as a pitcher, her goals at Notre Dame, and the challenges she knows she'll have going into engineering and studying engineering. Yet there's a good-looking sense of humor on a questionnaire. We had most of our stuff verbally when we chatted with Holloway. Question is, give us the softball scouting report. Tell us who you are. I love her answer. There's even art next to her answer. And that one just off the plate. She says, and I quote, of my softball self-scouting report, I think that might be classified information. Smiley face. That's the art, the little smiley face.
Smart girl.
Maybe about as much art as you'll see from an engineer. Change up, ready for it, hit hard out to center field. Give Husky credit. She stayed back as long as she could. It's hard to generate anything off of that pitch.
You're exactly right. That's why you can throw that changeup, and for Holloway, she can throw that through the zone and have confidence that it's not going to get hit very hard, even though Husky stayed back on it and connected well. It was still right at Skeens in center field.
Bottom half of inning number 3. The Corona Angels becoming a very storied program and a family-run program, obviously. Marty Tyson, it's a family sport. Daughter Donna at Nebraska and going into the coaching ranks. Dominique and Tori at Nebraska. And Dina at Washington, an All-American. Wife Donna's very involved as well. Rolled high bouncer to the right side, and an easy chance. Amani Bradley on a 4-3 ground out. Bradley is committed to go to Georgia Tech University, outstanding in the classroom. They'll talk about what they're seeing right now. I love that. Those two players getting together talking scouting reports on the pitcher.
Well, the bottom of the lineup, they haven't yet seen Holloway in the circle, so any bits of information that can be passed along is helpful. There's similar types of batters. Likely see similar pitches.
That one misses up and away to Sydney Huff out of California's Yucaipa High School. Played in the 14U National Championship last year, so she's playing up this year and well ahead of where you should be. And she's committed to play at Stanford. As that pitch dives low. Why Stanford when you ask Sydney? And she says, simply put, I've always been a nerd. Hashtag Nerd Nation. Smart is cool, isn't it, folks? In this world of technology.
Stanford just hired a new head coach up there as well. Jessica Allister, over from Minnesota, really turned that program around, and then back to her alma mater at Stanford, so very exciting for that program.
Change up. Well, Holloway's got to be curious about the strike zone because she tried to hit the inside corner with the screwball, then she threw a changeup that looked like it did a dance all around home plate.
Well, she was animated when she asked. She wasn't arguing about it, but she wants to know where is that pitch, and good pitchers can bring it up if they need. They can locate it and pinpoint it, so she wants to know where that bottom part of the strike zone is so she knows how high she can go or how low she can go. Right now, it's pretty small.
Back to the top of the order. Kinsley Washington chases up and out of the zone. Good communication in center field. You can see that. Casey Skeen says, that's my softball, and it was. And she makes the play for the out. Holloway overcomes a shrinking strike zone at times. The Bandits, her squad, lead it by a score of 1-0. So when you look here at Bill Barber Park, Deanna Manning Stadium on the third base side, it's all red.
Exactly.
I know. Well, just open him up. Let him join in. Exactly. We welcome you back, ESPNU, the 18U Premier Girls Fastpitch National Championship game. Jump on in there, Coach, because right away Marty Tyson joins. Just talk about your program as a whole, where when one age group plays, everyone else comes to support. That's your leadership.
Yeah, and well, we try to approach it. Our approach in this thing is family. So, like I say, it's just we're not running it as a business. We're running it as a family. So everybody's supporting each other, and wherever one is, everybody's gonna roll.
Introduce us to Nikki Faramo in that circle. Megan Faramo, I should say, out of Cathedral Catholic. It was a joy to watch her yesterday. She's special to watch today. Just a spectacular pitcher.
Absolutely. She done won 3 1-0 ball games for us. She hasn't. Well, this is her first run she allowed, and it's unearned. So she's just phenomenal. And I've had her since she was 12 years old. So to see her grow from 12U to 18 gold has been amazing.
All right, so though you're inside of the dugout, they're waiting on you. We're going to let them play down there. Hey, we love your passion. Go get them.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Marty Tyson, he's inside of that dugout, but I want to make sure we don't have any secret interviews sneaking up on things. We told them they could play.
Everybody wanted to hear what he had to say.
I think that's it.
I think so.
So how about him just jumping in while we just bring it back?
Yeah, he loves it. I mean, you just look at these stands and there's so much red, but this happens every year, every time.
Into center field. Had to readjust on the read there. Nikki Cochran with the fly out to center field. Continue your thought,
But
though.
every time there's any age group from the Corona Angels that are playing, it is a flood of family and friends and older and younger and just out to watch and support, and it is really a family atmosphere that's built within that organization.
Now, I want to be fair to both sides of the aisle here, because if this game were played in Chicago, orange would drown out the red.
I totally agree.
This game is played in
do.
Southern California, and there's still a ton of orange here for this game being a plane flight away. You're not getting in the family truckster and making the drive from Chicago out here.
Totally, absolutely.
So it's not that it's a home field advantage. I mean, when they get down there on the diamond, the umpires are going to do what they do and call it on a neutral site. I think on occasion it might help a little bit to have all that noise.
Yeah, well, it's not a quiet crowd there for the Corona Angels.
Quite boring to me. This isn't golf or tennis, right?
Hey, I agree. This is a loud sport. That's why we play it. That's why we love it.
Tyson played in the Cubs organization, and he was an 11th round pick back in 1983. Wing and a miss right to it. 83, you're thinking, let me put my thinking cap on. 83, who's getting drafted around in 83? How about like Tim Belcher? He was picked 1-1 out of an NAIA school. How about Roger Clemens? Drafted the same year that Marty Tyson was drafted a couple of rounds later. But there has been no baseball really in his story. He's a softball man. He's a softball dad.
Well, he was blessed with daughters who loved the game, played the game at the highest level, and he doesn't have a daughter on the team right now, but that just shows how passionate he is about the development of these girls.
Dunlop goes down on strike. And another quick stop and a scouting report with Alexis Holloway as she trots into the batter's box. A well-rounded player, Holloway. We told you how well she has pitched, coming in 31 innings, 2 earned runs, 34 strikeouts total. Goes to work, riding high, and she drives into center field just shy of that wall. She'll go back to work in the circle again. That's a 1-2-3 inning. Great conversation with Marty Tyson. Give him the floor and he'll take it and run. Great softball at all levels. When you say the words Beverly Bandits, you think Chicago, you think softball, and of course all the way up to the professional ranks and the history, and you think leadership. Bill Conroy, part of that leadership certainly, and a big part of Premier Girls Fastpitch. It's interesting, Bill, thanks for joining us. All roads seem to lead to your complex, and when I say that, you have really become a destination for those that are willing to travel 2, 3, 4 hours to work out and to play with your squad. Help viewers understand how you're not just a Chicago team, you're a Midwest team.
Yeah, we are. We are made up of kids from 9 different states, and we changed our mindset probably about 7-8 years ago. We knew that to compete at a national level, we were going to have to end up trying to bring in some of the best talent in the Midwest, and I think we've done that with having 14 teams between 10 and 18, with 3 at 18 and under, all of them finishing in the top 25 this year at PGF Nationals.
Alexis Holloway, an example for every young athlete that is watching. Tell us the type of person she is as a coach, and we'll let that be your final question.
She is amazing. Not only Gatorade Player of the Year for the state of Indiana, winning the state championship, she was also Flow Softball's National Player of the Year, but she's just a great kid. She's been with us since 13 and under and has been a kid that, as you can see, she's undersized, doesn't pass the eyeball test, but she is a kid that ends up spinning the ball, changing speeds, and doing what's ever necessary, and she's been an ultimate team player. Love her as a kid, love her as a player. She's just the ultimate player, and lives and breeds Bandits.
You got a roster full of classy young women. Congratulations to this point. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Bill Conroy joining us out front of the dugout. Glad they let us play this time. Interesting. Marty was inside of the dugout, and everybody wanted to hear what Marty had to say. Bill was just about on first base, and they just went on and played. 1-2 the count to Mackenzie Wilson. Boy, can she spin the softball. That screwball misses outside.
You know, I really do love what both of these coaches have done with these organizations. They breed excellence from top to the bottom, and I think as Coach Conroy mentioned, 3 18 and under teams not only competing but doing well in PGF.
Well, soft line drive swing, nets a base hit into center field, and that rocks this crowd on the third base side in red.
And they know time's a ticking, you got to get things going, and Mackenzie Wilson right up the middle just connects on a pitch that she can get a handle on about thigh high. And that'll give Corona Angels a runner on first.
Cameron Ibarra, a PGF All-American, Mission Viejo High School. Troy and Candace are dad and mom. She drops down a beauty, jumping on it, making a fine play. Is Grimm from behind home plate, but a beautiful bunt. Playing for a single run.
Absolutely, playing for that tying run. You have your number 3 hitter up to bat, who is an All-American, going to play in that game later on today. And she drops the bunt, sacrifices her at bat to move her teammate over 60 feet and into scoring position.
Boy, it's great. The crowd is so loud right now. Holloway was having to yell at her catcher to get her attention, literally waving from the circle, which is, you can see, just a stone's throw away. That was a great, this is an intimate, beautiful stadium, and if you pack the seats here and you're loud, you're not going to hear on the field. Runner in scoring position. Everyone in red is standing on the third base side. Noel He takes a little bit low, 1-1 the count. Orange Lutheran producing great diamond athletes, great baseball players, great softball players. That's an exploding school from where she graduated. He change of pace, had her way out front.
Just look at the motion leading to this changeup. Comes through very similar to her drop ball. That's why it's so tough to hit. Look at how she turns it over, gets that downward spin, it falls off the table. He fishing out front like it's coming in hard.
Skips in there, nice job. You just can't understate the importance of the work behind home plate. We won't see Shelby Grimm bat unless things change dramatically. She's there for catcher's mitt. She's the flex player. She's so important, catching one of the best pitchers in the country at any level. Pitching with an edge, Holloway. Curious about the strike zone. She'll take a walk. You've got to channel that. And you've talked about you pitched at the highest levels as successful as anyone all time. You have to channel that passion she has right now.
I'm kind of losing my mind up here, but I really enjoy her presence in the circle.
Changed up on her. Look at that reaction. That's how you channel it.
A 3-2 count to pull out that changeup in such an emotional situation. Not a better pitch can be thrown right there. Well executed. You could see it on her face and in her emotions how much that pitch meant. That gave her the second out of this inning.
Emmy Martinez. 1-0 the count. You figure if you're Holloway, the louder they get in red, the more you grip that bat a little tighter, the more effective a well-placed changeup can be.
You couldn't be more right. That's why in the circle, I don't care who's cheering. If there's noise, I like it.
That one sails up and out of the zone because everybody wants to be a hero.
Yep.
Feed off of the aggression. Over the outside corner, that one a strike.
I like that pitch. I like that location. Great height, good down movement on it.
Right back out there. That's opened up a little bit now. Emmy Martinez, West Valley High School graduate, Hemet, California. Mom is Chong, dad is Manuel. First in her family to attend college. She goes down on strikes. Look at the emotion down there and the reaction from Holloway. Emotion worth 1,000 words. These pictures are worth 1,000 words. You can go find those out on Twitter at PGF_network. PGF Network's official Twitter. Joining the conversation. Boy, we're having fun here in Irvine, California. We get paid to be here. Nobody likes speed. Look, it changes the way you work in the circle. It changes the way you make your throws. It forces inaccurate throws as well. That's the Bandits game.
Absolutely. They've been intimidating on the base pass, stealing bases, avoiding tags, using their speed, and then just hitting the ball hard on the ground and making things happen. They've managed to play to run, and so far, with the performance of Holloway in the circle, that's proved to be enough.
And we don't want to get lost with what we are witnessing with the UCLA commit and how special Megan Faremo is, and the stuff is as she gets ready to go back to work in the circle. That run that was swiped, that single run that was hustled on around, the lone run that Faremo and her staff have given up in this entire national tournament. You just can't point that out enough.
No, I agree. When you look at the competition that's been played all week long, the fact that they've given up 0 runs up to this game is remarkable.
Maddie Ebling out of Wheaton Academy was a part of the 16 PGF national team, the 16U squad that won it. Bill Conroy taking over the squad when need be for the season and winning it all. All-state performer, freshman year, sophomore year, junior year. She's headed to play Madison as softball at one of the more gorgeous campuses in America, Loyola Chicago, right there on Lake Michigan. To the right side, hangs up for a long time. Oh, can't hold on. A great effort by Mackenzie Wilson. A great effort by Mackenzie Wilson, who wowed us earlier. So Ebling is on, hustling into second. That speed, she didn't take it for granted.
Another almost top play here, lays it out in and out of the glove, but what a tremendous effort. That would have been an unbelievable play in center field. But more heads-up base running. I mean, almost taking 3 on that play.
Defense breathing down both lines, really playing tight. He in about 4 or 5 steps. Ibarra at third, 4 or 5 steps. Casey Skeens, a graduate of Polka High School who is headed to Eastern Michigan University. Drops down a beauty. So here in the top of the 5th inning with a 1-0 lead, it's back to the top of the order. And Skylar Shellmeyer, Iowa's Urbandale High School. 0-1 the count.
The entire defense for the Angels is pulled way in, but Shellmeyer can hit. She can do all three, hit, slap, and bunt. She's got amazing speed, so definitely a hitter I'd love to have in this situation.
Her mom is Erin. Her dad is Chad. Mom, a 3-sport athlete, a great athlete, state track champion when we speak about Shellmeyer, and Shellmeyer can fly. Squeeze was on, racing down the line. Squeeze may be foiled, but it's thrown away! Pressure, 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 speed. Even when you botch a play.
That's an unfortunate situation for the Corona Angels. An easy out. Ebeling should have been just hosed between the base paths, but a missed throw allows her to score easily.
In on the hands, an angry fire to first by Ferremo. Get Shellmeyer. It's a gutsy call to squeeze with a left-handed hitter when the catcher can eye everything that's going on. It's gutsy.
Yeah, it makes me think of if it was an actual suicide squeeze or if it was a safety squeeze. And Ebeling just got caught off the base a little bit too much, maybe assumed it was going to be put down.
Chelsea Brown puts it down. Nice play, charging, fielding, and firing for the 3rd out of the inning, Cameron Ibarra. But another run, and another run in support of one of the best arms in the land, in Alexis Holloway. Noise being made by the squad from the Windy City, the Midwest, the heart of the Midwest, leading 2-0.
I got the summer sound.
Amateur softball's greatest destination, the Premier Girls Fastpitch National Championship on ESPNU. Glad to have all of you with us. Great contributions from Brent Eads down by the dugouts. Amanda Freed, Olympian and All-American. My name is Darren Sutton. Glad to have you with us. We trust you're headed into what will be a great summer weekend. You know, we're loving ours here. The team from the Midwest in orange and black, the Beverly Bandits, leading at 2-0 behind the right arm of the Notre Dame commit in the circle, Alexis Holloway. Holloway on her way to Notre Dame and gets ready to start school here after she wraps this up. To the right side, base hit, letting it travel deep in her stance. Lindsay Elam rocks this local crowd. Energy over there. And in the middle of all that energy, Brent Eads. Brent, take it away. It's got to be fun on that side.
I'm in a sea of red. It's a biased crowd where I'm at. We have a special guest, Shay Knighton, the 2-time national champion with Oklahoma Sooners, college MVP. Tell us, Shay, what's it like? You played for the Angels. Are you nervous right now?
I'm a little bit nervous. Being able to play on that stage is something different, and being on this side of the fence, I have all the nerves in the world, but I couldn't be any more excited for this team, for Marty, for the coaching staff, just for the Corona Angels as a whole. It's pretty cool to have a team represented.
Now you have a special tie to one of the coaches. It's your father, Kenny. Tell us what that's like. Is that a different dynamic with him being one of the assistants?
It is, but I mean, he's always been coaching. He's a great coach, along with the rest of his coaching staff, so it's just pretty cool. And just to see him do his thing without me on the field, it's really cool, and I love him to death. So.
Last question, how did playing for Marty prepare you to play for Patty Gasso?
They're pretty similar, but Marty just always told me just go out and be yourself, just play the game like you know how, and Coach Gasso's pretty much done the same thing. Just go out, play your game, and don't worry about what's going to come next, just play in the moment.
That's it, back to action. Thanks, guys.
Good stuff, Brent. We appreciate it. One of the big names in college softball right there on the third base side. Back-to-back national championships and a sea of red. He's very comfortable over there. You've got to feel safe over there. A proud alum and a whole bunch of bodyguards in red.
Yeah, absolutely.
You play for Marty Tyson, you have to be ready to play for a passionate coach who's very honest with you. And yesterday when his squad was winning what felt like in their final game, a lot to a little. We'll leave the numbers out of it. He enjoyed it only when it was over. He truly enjoyed it with his players only when it was over, having high expectations for their focus until the final out in a blowout game. Change up, feeding on that aggression in that crowd. Constantly teaching, constantly coaching. We said it yesterday, and it's about the kids for sure, and the young talented players heading to college, but he's pretty good TV.
Oh, he's so much fun to watch, so much energy, well, not just in the stands, but in the dugout and coming from him as well.
And again, this isn't because the television cameras are here. I promise you folks, sitting through 2 of his games yesterday, it doesn't matter. Even if you're without a camera phone, he's still that same guy. Loves the sport, loves his players. Amani Bradley, Vista Marietta High School. Takes that one and sails high and away. I told you earlier, Amani battling in the ACC, going to Georgia Tech. Valerie and Ed, mom and dad. Great in the classroom, all academic team. Going to Tech, you've got to be great in the classroom. Just got a piece of it. Tyson has a catchphrase, boy, that none of them can let go. They all share it with regard to how they handle their business. You're only as good as your weakness. Marty Tyson. They all shared it with us, every one of them.
I like it.
Don't celebrate yourself too much. A lot of people coming for you. Pop that one up. The slapper got underneath it. Big second out. Runner remains in scoring position in this 2-0 game. Bottom half of inning number 5. The Beverly Bandits out of the Midwest to Chicago area. Black, or I should say orange with those uniforms. Black and orange and a whole bunch of red and white. Out of Corona, California, Inland Empire, near Riverside. Adjusted, popped up, clearing away and making the play. Fighting away back behind the umpire. Skylar Shellmeyer found a lot, was under the spot, and ready to go. Watch this, like a traffic cone. I know the dugout's coming. Man in blue, heads up, I'm coming your way. Defense is there when you throw strikes. The 18U Premier PGF title game. Two to nothing is the score. There's a stir in the broadcast booth as we move to the top half of the 6th inning. As we should, obviously respect one of the most legendary coaches in the history of this sport, former UCLA coach Sue Enquist, and now a true leader in this, kind of as a maternal leader, folks, taking this game and these young players to the next level. But that's your coach. That's why there's a stir, and you stand straight up. That's what we love to see. Those two doing great damage. So there's so much energy, Sue, third base side, it's local. There's so much energy, first base side, it's national with Chicago. Let's just start there. How excited are you with what this event has generated?
When I was in the parking lot coming up here and hearing the noise and the excitement, seeing the crowd, most importantly, seeing this amazing talent out on the field, phenomenal. The level of talent that's growing each year is just building, and we just look at this and we know what the future is going to look like when, from a college coach perspective, that the game is going to continue to get better and better.
What does the future look like to you? Look, we saw some 10s out here earlier today, 10U talented players. What do you see in the future?
I just see more teams being better. So back 20 years ago, we had 2 or 3 or 4. Now we've got 10 or 12. And the future is we're going to have 20 to 50 that are contenders each and every year. That, to me, is really exciting. That bleeds up to the college game as well. And when you see that kind of talent across the board, then we get big business gets involved, corporate America gets involved, and I hope we never look back. We get in the Olympics and we stay in forever. And the Pro League, we can build a Pro League. We've got the National Pro Fastpitch right now, which is a great place to be and finish your career when you're done playing college ball.
When you talk about how much softball is growing, you've been around the game a ton, and you're trying to for you, for your future, you're trying to streamline softball with one softball. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I think one of the things that we're trying to do is create a environment for the parent, player, and coach to get accurate and objective information that's free. And so myself and 200 of my colleagues, just 200 of them, right, we tried to pull together a network to create onesoftball.com. So now parents can come for free to our website to get character information, technical information, and a path to college.
So you know what I love about that? And you talked even about the financial support earlier. You know who wins? The players win. Their families win. I love that, Coach.
Everybody wins. Think about it. The businesses win. The student athlete knows that she has a future in college and that future in the professional. And then from the professional, she can go back and get back into the business of sport. So to me, it's a great life cycle.
Legendary coach Sue Enquist joining us, and we move quickly to 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Getting late, certainly the Corona Angels, the home team with the home crowd, trailing it by a score of 2-0. So much fun to watch the work in the circle. On a line, taken right off the dirt. They took all your time away, but your energy was outstanding. We love what you bring to the booth.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Keep it up. Legendary coach Sue Enquist here in the broadcast booth. Getting late in this one, 2-0. The team from the Midwest, the Beverly Bandits, leading it. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous night with some of the best softball players we have seen. The Corona Angels and their outstanding defensive work and pitching throughout that. You saw the great diving play made by Mackenzie Wilson and the highlights there. Kinley Washington leads things off, I should say. Kinsley digs in. It takes a screwball, nothing offering there. The story, Alexis Holloway in the circle. The aggressive base running has forced some miscues for the Angels. Out of the Inland Empire, the Riverside, Corona area, but players from all over Southern California. As that one dives low from Holloway. All 4 years on her school's honor roll, 4.0 and up. National Honor Society. Community Award service twice in high school for Washington. And she takes a pitch that is called low. Strike zone has been intimate all night long.
This is a great opportunity for the Corona Angels right now, starting off with the top of their order. 6 outs remaining in the game for them, so no better time like now to get things going.
Grimm and Holloway get together. Crowd having fun with it, trying to unsettle them a bit. Umpire thinking should have break it up pretty quickly. High ball 4. Washington is on. The tying run comes to the batter's box. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, where right now Holloway's 6 outs away. Mackenzie Wilson made that highlight reel play that we'll see a lot in center field out of St. Joseph High School. Outside corner, screwball, hit the black on the outside part of the plate. On the move, trying to slap that one, got underneath it. Fresno State can't wait to be a Bulldog. This is a 2018 grad. Loves watching Kiki Stokes, who played for Nebraska, now playing in the NPF. Loves a work ethic, slapper like her. That's the athlete she watches. Got that one on the ground. Really tough to double. There is no chance. Good hard slide. Good clean hard slide there. Pitching, though, has been the story. Holloway spins the ball so effectively.
She has just been on fire emotionally and with her pitches, keeping it down at the bottom part of the strike zone and then mixing in that changeup. You can see how similar those two pitches are. Now, lately in the ball game has gone more to her rise ball, so it's so nice that she's versatile and that she's got that hard down. She was able to rely on that and her off-speed pitch early in the ball game. And then once these hitters come up for their second, third time through the lineup, she kind of changes things up a little bit, starts to go to that rise ball just a little bit more, kind of a running screwball.
What do you think of that slide from Kinsley Washington? Bill Conroy doesn't seem to have liked that slide.
It was aggressive. You know, it was an aggressive slide, and maybe arguing she was leaving the base path, wasn't going into the base. I mean, there's a number of different, I don't think there would have been a play either way at first base, but I think it's just the point of this slide. We can take a look at it.
With a roller, again a chance to pick it and play it and do it. And Ebling does just that. Runner moves up to second base in Wilson. We saw that play a moment ago, right back to action. You get a tough out. When you get Ibarra to pound it onto the ground and be a part of the scorebook like she is, that's a key out. One of the best hitters in the land. And a huge second out. Looks like Marty Tyson's going to make a move and go to his bench. Looks like it's Mackenzie Netsch down there. Mackenzie Meach, Martin Luther King High School in Riverside. Meach, an outstanding student, 4.1 GPA. Puts that one on the ground. Played easily at the waist, 3 outs away. Meach from Michigan State University is denied. She's headed to the Midwest to play her college softball. The team from the Midwest, they're trying to win this thing. On the south side of Chicago, but drawing players from all over the Midwest, 9 states to be exact. The Beverly Bandits lead it by a score of 2-0 over Marty Tyson's Corona Angels, a pride of California, outstanding, talent-ridden, academic-ridden team. If you're Conroy's team now, the Bandits, runners are precious, add-ons mean everything. A quick bunt, dropping it down. Baremo fielding, firing, got her. Mac Dunlap trying the element of surprise. A little too firm, and Megan Baremo, who, by the way, can't be overlooked for how well she has worked in the circle out of Cathedral Catholic High School.
I agree that those runs really were a result of aggressive base running, a couple of defensive miscues, but Faremo doing a tremendous job in the circle.
Holloway, one hopper. She'll go get ready to pitch and win this game. Alexis is 0 for 3. That's her first out on the ground. No one will really worry about her hitting, though. She's earned the right to be in that order with what she can do offensively. She's shutting out a very dangerous offensive team. 2 quick outs. Baremo gets a swing and a miss. Waving right through it, Madison Ebling, pride of Wheaton Academy. She takes high, that one misses out of the zone.
Get on top, Maddie, get on top, here we go!
Just in, Madison. Mom is Anne Marie, dad is Warner. Couple of older brothers, Austin and Christian. Austin pitching in college. Christian, a middle infielder in college. As that one misses low. Yeah, that shark's in the water looking to grab a trophy and bring it home. Popped up right side, raging to the dugout. Puts that one to bed. Turned it into an easy chance. Nicole Heath, 3 outs away. Alexis Holloway headed to Notre Dame in a matter of weeks. She'd like to bring a ring with her. She'll look to lock it up. ESPNU Summer Up Next, proud to bring you the Premier Girls Fastpitch 18U National Championship game and what might be the final moments of this game. Headed to Notre Dame is Alexis Holloway. She's a high school graduate already, Crown Point High School out of Indiana. Seth is dad, mom is Cheryl. Her younger sister Anna, who plays at this same level, just a few years younger, is also committed to go to Notre Dame. She's been spectacular this evening. And the kind of person you'd like to root for. There are many down on the field in both dugouts. 0-1 the count. Emmy Martinez, BC Boston College is where she's headed. And on that third base side, no one in red, no one is sitting down. A program that regularly wins rings at age groups of all shapes and sizes. One away. Martinez, an easy chance. Cochran steps on the bag. She's talking about her inspiration, Holloway. She said, my sister. She makes me a better person, makes me a better athlete, supporting me in everything I do, and again, going into engineering when she attends Notre Dame. The rigors alone at Notre Dame are tough enough, but to work through a major like engineering
takes a lot of focus and a lot of support from everybody around you, including your coaching staff in college.
Really good changeup, called the ball. 2-0 the count. Outside and off the plate. Lindsay Elam.
This is not the time in the game that you want that strike zone to shrink. Holloway's been doing a great job working around a tighter zone.
And a walk. So in a 2-0 game, a missed pitch here or there, whether you think it's a strike or not, can change the game. And we're going to see some speed head out. A pinch runner. Billie Jean Wells. Billie Jean Wells will run. Graduate of La Habra High School. She's headed to Idaho State University. Wells is great speed. It's time for this coaching staff to go to work. Marty Tyson, Kenny Knighton talking things over. Talking about Shay's dad. He's in that first base coach's box. There's Coach Tyson. And there's Coach Knighton. There's that sea of red that's not into sitting down. Oh, and 1 to count. Maddie Husky. Lined out, grounded out. Change up, called a strike. What a dandy pitch that is. 0-2. Now she's got all kinds of options.
Yeah, working ahead. She's done this so well all game long, and when she's able to throw this changeup for a strike, it's a difference maker.
To the right side. Spun that one a bit of a curveball there. Started away and just kept diving outside.
Yeah, really good 0-2 pitch. I love when a pitcher's not afraid to put it close enough to the zone to where it's enticing to the hitter and not just a waste pitch, but one that can't be hit well.
Beverly Bandits in black working in the circle. And again, just protecting. I mean, there's a lot of credit there to Husky. Sometimes you earn a base hit by fouling off great pitches. Change up here, Doctor.
Keep it in the dirt.
Okay. All right, let's see. 0-2 the count. Nope. Continues just to spin it a bit.
Yeah, she's just working down the ladder, just a little bit lower, a little bit lower, a little bit lower. Got a great defensive catcher behind the plate in Grimm, so you got a lot of confidence to be able to hit a little bit of dirt, see if you can get Husky to fish.
On 0-2, she deals it, stays away. This is a tough play. Covering the bag, to the bag, and an outstanding job. Ebling, Cochran just swapped places.
Some really great vision and communication between these two. Ebling seeing the ball is going to be fielded by Cochran and then goes over, covers first as quick as possible.
Alexis Holloway just stood outside of the circle and for a moment smelled the roses. I caught her doing it. She now goes to work. That one sails high, 1-0 the count. And why wouldn't you when you've earned the right to be in this situation? Amani Bradley's tough. National champion 2014, younger age group, Georgia Tech commit. Screw ball right there, 1-1 the count. 2-0. Beverly Bandits lead it. And a roller, got a piece of her at home plate, so it's a foul ball, and we'll do it again. The 1-2. One more time. If I'm watching this, Florida, Tennessee, Maine, Wisconsin, Idaho, Texas, Oklahoma, this is my aspiration to be a part of an event like this if I'm a 10U or a 12U. I'm dreaming watching this game if I'm that age. The 1-2. Got it! Down she goes, chasing high, a rise ball and a rare pitch. And the Beverly Bandits are the 2017 18U Premier National Champions. Premier Girls Fast Pitch, you have crowned another spectacular team. And what an effort by Alexis Holloway. Down, down, changeup, curveball, a rare rise ball contest.
You know, just that pure grit and focus out there in the circle for 7 strong innings against a really tough Corona Angel team who has just been mowing down offensively this entire tournament. To go scoreless this game, you got to tip your cap to Alexis Holloway in the circle, her entire defense for getting it done behind her, and then aggressive on the base pass, scoring the runs when they needed it, and then holding that 2-run lead through the game.
Knocking them down with outstanding stuff. And again, it was changeups, it was curveballs, and then the Goddard pitch up. An incredible evening for Alexis Holloway. More from Irvine, California. Congratulations to the Beverly Bandits, the national champs.